And today I'm going to present my final English project, which is about emotional intelligence in theater. I am studying audiovisual communication and performing arts at university, and that's the reason because my line of work are the performing arts. For a start, I'm going to make an index. What's the point that I'm going to talk to you about? First, I'm going to explain you what's the reason because I want to talk about this thing, and I relation these two topics, the emotional intelligence and the theater, which are really different. Probably you think you were really different, that are really different, but they aren't really different. Then what's emotional intelligence? Probably you don't know about the concept. Then I want to present you who is Daniel Goleman. Then the relationship with emotional intelligence in theater, that's the title of my work. Then the theater of conscience, because probably I'm not the first person talking about this. And finally, the actor's words in emotional intelligence, because probably it can be a method to teach in performing arts starting with emotional intelligence. Then I want to tell you my own conclusion, and if you have questions at the final when I have end, you can ask me the questions. I answer them really happy. Okay, why I'm going to talk about this thing? The last year I have written the books of Daniel Goleman and about emotional intelligence, and I start finding the similarities between these two things, between the theater and the emotional intelligence, because in theater all the things are feelings, all the things are situations, all the things are emotions, relations with the others, and something like that. I start thinking about this, and I say, why don't you study emotional intelligence, study your own feelings, and then study theater, starting with emotional intelligence. Okay, what's emotional intelligence? It's a way to interact with the world, knowing our own emotions, knowing the emotion of the others, manage our own emotion, manage the emotion of the other, and control all the emotions. Inside the big concept of emotional intelligence are these words. For example, are this concept and a lot of more concepts. For example, empathy, motivation, self-esteem, decision-making, commitment, interpersonal awareness. One of the most important things, the concepts, are empathy, which nowadays the people in the job interviews are looking for empathy in the persons, because it's a very important topic, a very important adjective in our society nowadays. Okay, the concept of intelligence have two parts, two aspects. First, the cognitive aspects, and then the non-cognitive aspects. The cognitive aspects are the things that you know, that you have studied in the school, and that the things that you have learned in your life, and these things. And you can be better or worse in this content, in these cognitive aspects. But it depends that you study or not, that you live more or not, and these things. And non-cognitive aspects are the other aspects that are in you since you was born. Here, emotional intelligence is inside the non-cognitive aspects. Emotional intelligence have also two parts. One, the interpersonal intelligence, which is the ability to understand intentions, motivations, and desires of other people. Here is the empathy, that this capacity to understand the other people, to put in their shoes, to put in their shoes in the situation, to feel like them in the situations, and know what the reason of their comportment, of the things that they do, and the interpersonal intelligence is the ability to know ourselves, to appreciate our own feelings, the fears and motivations of ourselves. That's really important. And first, you have to start with intrapersonal intelligence to know the interpersonal intelligence, because if you don't know about you, you can know about the others. Okay, who is Daniel Goleman? Daniel Goleman is one of the most important person in investigating and writing this thing. He has wrote these two books, Emotional Intelligence, and Social Intelligence. If you want to read one of these books, you have to start with this, and then you pass to Social Intelligence. With ease, Social Intelligence is also inside the non-cognitive aspects of the intelligence, as the capacity, the ability to motivate, understand, and treat other people. It's like empathy, but in social relationships. The relationship with the others, with your environment, with the objects, with the feelings, with all the things in your society. Okay, the relationship between emotional intelligence and theater. In your real life, you have a lot of relations, a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions. And if you know about them, if you reflect about them, then you can know them, and then you can perform them. But if you don't think before about your own feelings, your own emotion, and these things, you can't represent them on the stand, because you aren't working in this, and you haven't to know this. And that's the reason, because the real life are feelings, and the theater, it's a real life, but on the stand, to represent them clearly. Okay, the theater of conscience. I'm not the first person talking about this thing. The theater of conscience is a theater with to emotional education. It's a teaching source. What's the main thing we want this? The self-knowledge, to know ourselves, and to know the others too. The actors are the emotional intelligence teachers here. And who are the students? Business people are the most important persons that are here, because they have to know the desires of the people to satisfy them. Then the teachers, because they teach them to their children. The children, it's important to know the significance of emotional intelligence as you was since you was a child. You have to be habituated and to show the emotion for the others. In this theater, the actors shows first pieces of performance, and then they teach you how to make this in your own life, in your real life. And that's really interesting. But I don't know, I don't want to be the actors be a teachers, because the actors are actors, not teachers. Probably they can be teachers too, but they are actors. And I think that I can make a method like Stanislavski method or Mikhail Chekhov method. Stanislavski method wants to live in your shoes, your situations, and then you can perform on the scene. But I don't think that it's necessary to live inside you, because probably it affects you in your life. Mikhail Chekhov proposes different things, but I want to propose my own method, and that's to understand emotional intelligence, to thinking about, to understand the concept, to put in your shoes the concept, to think in your real life and in the life of your friends, of your family, and this, and then you can show it on the scene to perform it. Because if you know all the feelings in all the situations, if you all know all the emotions, then it will be really easy to interpret them, to perform them on the scene. And this can be a method, I think. I can't do this method. I started with this. Okay, my conclusion in all my work is life is poor theater. So if you understand your feelings and your situation in your real life, you can represent them on the scene easy. release. Okay, if you have questions, now is the time. If you haven't, that's all, and you can write me a mail or something. I recommend you to read Daniel Goleman's book and hope you have interest about this thing. And read and try to understand this concept and to put this concept in your real life, with your relations and with your life, all your life, because probably it will be better in all your aspects. Okay, that's the end. Thank you very much and have a nice day.